Hey guys, this is gonna be like a video that I've never done before. It's gonna be a sit down. I kind of want to talk to you guys. I know I look ratchet, girl. I have no makeup on. So, I kind of wanted to tell you a story time. So, if anything, if you don't like story time, you could exit out. But in my opinion, my favorite YouTube videos are story time, and I love them. So I'm gonna tell you a story time. It's a creepy one. So here goes. Okay, so let me move. Okay, so this was, I think I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. I was really into like not okay, I was really into not shopping, but I was into going to the mall a lot and just walking in the mall. I don't know. I was just one of those people that just loves. I still do, but you know what, sometimes you don't even have to buy anything. You just want to go to the mall. So, I was like, whatever, I'm going to just go to the mall, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, I went to the mall with my friend. I'm not gonna name her. Let me just say a name, okay? Lexi. There you go. Whatever. Or yeah, whatever. So we went to the mall, and I was like, okay, let's just walk around, see if we want anything to eat, and then probably see a movie. And she's like, okay, let's do it. So we go in. We're like, it's around like 12, and I was like, dude, I'm really hungry. She's like, yeah, me too. Let's go get something to eat. So we go to a Chinese little stand thingy, and we order our food, blah, blah, blah. We sit down, blah, blah, blah. We start walking, and she's like, hey, do you know that guy? And I was like, what guy? And she's like, she pointed out to this random guy that was sitting like a couple like tables away from us before we got up. And I was like, no, why? She's like, because he's been like taking pictures of you, and I didn't know at first if he was, so I was making sure, and he's like looking at us a lot. And I was like, girl, why didn't you tell me? Like, why are we sitting here? And I was like, what the heck? No, I don't know him. So I was like ignoring the whole thing. I was just like, whatever, we're just gonna get up and ignore this. If you want some pretty pics of me, whatever, creep, you can go do whatever. So we start walking away, right? And by this time, we're like, we're gonna go watch a movie. And I think at the time we wanted to watch some cartoon movie that was out. So we went to go watch it. We were getting our tickets, and it was like 30 minutes until it began. And we were like, let's just chill here and get on our phone, whatever, let's sit down. So we sat down, right? As I'm sitting down, I see the same guy. He's sitting 2 chairs or 3 away from us, like totally creep mode, totally like we were minding our business, and he was just like, I was like, oh my god. I was like, what the heck? So I started getting creeped out. So I'm just like, oh my god, Lexi, let's get up and like go somewhere else. Let's go to the girls' restroom. I am done with this guy. I was like, so done. So I go to the restroom, and all of a sudden on Facebook, I get a message from some random name. Never heard of him in my life. And it was on my messages. I'm not going to say that name, but let's just say it said Freddie. And that's a creepy name. And he was like, hey, you're very pretty. I've been watching you for a couple of weeks, and I think you're really pretty. And I wanted to say, I wanted to see if you wanted to let me take you out on a date and buy you stuff, since I see you at the mall a lot. I was like, oh my god, this is the day we end, this is the day we die. He's creepster. I was like, we need to go right now. F the movie, we're leaving. So we're on our way out the door, and he's rushing, like running behind us. He's like, miss, and I'm just like, oh my God, do you not know I'm like 17? I can press charges on you for like, child abuse or some shit. I don't know. I was like, leave me the hell alone. So this guy, he comes up to me and my friend, and he's like, you're so pretty. Did you not get my message? And I was just like, yes, that's why we're leaving. I was like, you're being a total creep, first of all. Second of all, I don't know you. I was like, and third of all, I'm like half your age. I was like, you need to leave. And he's like, whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And he backs off and like walks away, and we're like, whatever. So we take off. We start driving off, right? And like, we're on the freeway. You're probably gonna be like, that's freaking creepy. We're on the freeway, girl, and he's right next to us. I swear to God, I was gonna fucking like crash or something. I was like driving, and Lexi's like, dude, that the she couldn't even speak. She was like, the guy, and I was just like, what? And I looked over, and I was like, oh my God! I started driving all crazy. I was like, girl, I cannot drive. This guy's creeping. And Lexi rolled down the window, and she's like, what is your problem? She starts yelling at him and blah, blah. This guy's like, I'm not even following you guys. I'm just going home. And we're like, oh my God. We were so in shock. I was just like, are you seriously gonna follow two teenage girls to their home where their parents are and get busted for this? Okay, so he fucking, sorry for cussing. He leaves, right? He gets off this exit, and we're like, oh, phew. We're like, that's crazy. Never again will we go to this mall. I was like, F that. I was like, I'm never going there. I remember just like crying. I was calling my boyfriend at the time. I was like, oh my God, you don't even know what happened. He thought I was like making some stuff up. He was like, are you serious? This sounds like a horror movie. I was like, it is a horror movie, my life. So, okay, let's just fast forward 3 weeks from now. So I'm at home, I'm chilling. Girl, I had just bought myself some new freaking outfits. I was ready to wear them. I was ready to go out to the mall again. I was like, maybe it's safe. I'm going to go to another mall, which is like 30 minutes from that mall. I was like, I'm just going to go to this mall. And this time I'm going to go with my boyfriend at the time. And I was like, F it, whatever. I was like, all right. So I go, and we're on our way there. I was going to meet him there. I was just like, okay, I'm on my way, blah, blah. So I tell my mom, I was like, pick me up at, I think I said like 5, and it was like 12, so 4 hours or 5. And yes, girl, I could stay at the mall for like 5-6 hours. Don't judge. So I'm like sitting there, and I'm just waiting for my boyfriend, right? And I'm sitting at the cafeteria, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm sitting there. Finally, I see my boyfriend showing up. I look over, because I think I wanted some Chick-fil-A or something. I look over at the menu, and I was looking and looking. That same guy is standing right there, looking straight at me. And I was like, oh my God, I am dreaming. I'm dreaming. Crystal, wake up. You are dreaming. Girl, you're dreaming. I look at my boyfriend. He's coming down, my ex-boyfriend. He's coming down, and I was just like, I had this worried face, and he was like, what's wrong? And I was just like, let's get out of here. I was like, let's get out of here. Just walk with me. Just let's get out of here. Start dialing. Start calling your mama, because we going. So we're going down the stairs, because we had to go in the basement. Yes, more creepier, a basement. So we had to go to a basement and wait for his mother. So we're sitting there, and this guy runs behind us. He's like, Miss, again. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the creep that's been bugging me for like ever. He's been stalking me. And I have like recent messages in the past that he has messaged me before that I've never opened. And he's like mentioned places I've been at. And he was like totally creepy. So my boyfriend's like, oh my God, we're leaving, Mom. You need to get us because we're gonna die. So I eventually like just get up. I was like, we got to go. Like, we need to start running because your mama is not gonna get here on time. We're gonna be dead. And I was just like, whatever. So eventually, this guy, he gets to us and he was just like, stop running from me. I love you. And we were like, oh my God. My boyfriend at the time, he was like, dude, you need to back off or I'm gonna whoop your ass. And he was like, dude, no problem, I don't care, I'm okay with that, I've been wanting to meet you. I was like, are you serious? It was just so overwhelming. Long story short, his mom ends up getting there. She's like, oh my God, you need to leave my kids alone, blah, blah, blah. And he ends up leaving, and I blocked him everywhere I could. And a week later, he messaged me on my accounts of many accounts that I've had of emails, and he messaged me, and I was just like, this guy is total creepy. So it was just ridiculous. That's the creepiest story I think I've ever been through. It was so creepy. I remember like after that, like I would sleep with my lights on, with somebody on the phone. I was always looking out my window, and I just always pictured his face. I was like, oh my God, leave me alone. It was just so mortifying. But yeah, girl, that's my story. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked story time. It was creepy. I don't really talk about these kind of things, but girl, I had to tell you because it was just horrible. I just can't believe I went through that. It was horrible. And my friend, I feel bad for her, Lexi. It's not really her name, but she knows who she is, and it was so horrible. And she was terrified too for a couple weeks. We were terrified. And I swear to you that every time I would go somewhere, I'd probably like see him, but it wasn't really him, but I'd think it was me, and I'd be like, let's go, Mom, I don't want to be here. I was always scared. But yeah, that was my story, guys, and I hope you liked it. And yeah, I love you. Bye.